Good morning, everybody. My name is sethaimkwei. I am an independent distributor with Alliance in Motion Global, and I want to welcome you to this live broadcast on Alliance in Motion Global. In this presentation, I'm going to speak about choices in life. In life, we always have the opportunity to make choices. Sometimes the choices are between good and evil, good and good, evil and evil. Choices, I have come to learn, have generational consequences. And the choices you make today can have an impact on even your generations that are yet to be born. And so it is important for us to take the issue of choices very, very seriously in life. Anytime you have opportunity to make a choice, it is important for you to ensure that you make a choice that will not have a negative impact on your future and also on your future generations. So don't ever forget that choices have generational consequences, and the choices you make anytime in life can impact positively or negatively your future and your future generations. Many of us are poor or rich, sometimes because of the choices that our parents and our grandparents made. And so you should ensure that your choices will not have negative impact on the future. I'm going to tell you 4 choices you can make, and they have to do with choices in the business world. The first choice you can make is to become an employee. When you are an employee, you are working for somebody else. Somebody else controls your time. Somebody else tells you when you can come to work, when you can close. Somebody tells you what you must do whilst you are at work. Your time is under control, not of yourself, but by your employers. So you are more or less like a slave to your employer, a slave to your business, or a slave rather to your employers and your job. One thing you must know as an employee is that you work with the principle no work, no pay. You actually sell your time and your effort for money. The number of times you are able to go to work determines what you earn. And so if you cannot work or you stop working, then you are going to stop earning. So no work, no pay is the principle that underlines the world of employment. So what happens if something happens and you can no longer work? An accident or something, and it's difficult or impossible for you to work any longer, then you are not going to earn again. So how are you going to take care of yourself? So that is the first choice you can make. The second choice you can make is to become a small business owner, a self-employed, or a specialist. I'm putting all these people together because of the similarities they also have. If you are a small business owner, maybe you have something like a container shop, a kiosk, or what some people call sari shop. You sell things like provision and petty items in the shop. Usually it's so small that it does not have much potential to grow to become a big business that can give you financial freedom. And most of the time, because it is too small, you do not employ people to work there for you. And so you must mostly man or run that shop yourself. So if you can't be at the shop on a day because probably you have traveled or you are not well, then most of the time the shop does not open. And if the shop does not open, then you do not earn money for the time that the shop is not open. You can also become a small A specialist. Specialist refers to people like doctors, lawyers, accountants, nurses, teachers, people who have learned to become professionals in their field. Such specialists have special skills, and so they are the only people who usually can be mandated or even licensed to operate that profession, like doctors, lawyers, nurses. One thing about them also is that they are licensed, and so they must do the work themselves. So if the work must be done, it must be done by them. Then you can also become a self-employed. A self-employed refers to somebody like a carpenter, a tailor, a barber, people who have learned to acquire skills that they usually do with their hands. Some people call them skilled artisans. They also sometimes have people they are working with on apprenticeship arrangements, where the people work with them with the intention that they will teach them to also acquire the skills. But most of the time, they are the masters. And because they are the masters, even if they are not around and their apprentice do a work, they would have to come and inspect it themselves to be sure that it has been done well. Or alternatively, they have to be there whilst the work is being done so that they can supervise and show their apprentice how to do it. So they also would have to be around, or even if they are not around, they have to come around to inspect the work before it can be finalized. So they also must always be around for the work to be done. The similarity between these people is that they also follow the same principle: no work, no pay. If you are a small shop owner, you don't open your shop, nobody will come and buy, so you will not earn. If you are a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, a pharmacist, you have been licensed. You cannot rent your license for somebody to take your license and then go and work and say, I have rented this license. No. If you are licensed, you must do the practice yourself. So if you cannot also work, then the work must not be done. Then if you are the self-employed, like the carpenter or the dressmaker, you must be there to do the work. Or if you are not there, the work must wait for you to come from wherever you are to come and inspect to be sure it has been done well before it can be sent to the customer. So the basic principle here also is, if it must be done, then it must be done by you. So to a large extent, they also give and use their time in order for the work to be done and in order for them to earn. So they and the employees, even though sometimes they are a little better than the employees, they are also to a large extent unable to become financially free, because as long as it is your time you are using to work, you can never become financially free, since everybody cannot give more than 24 hours every day, and that is too short a time to be able to make you financially free and financially independent. There is a third choice that you can also make. You can decide to become a business owner, especially a big business owner. When you are a big business owner, you create a system. Then you employ people to run and operate the system on your behalf. So you can decide not to be at the place of work. And for most business owners, they don't want to do the work themselves. So they create a system and employ people to run the system on their behalf. And when the money comes to them. So if any of them, probably a business owner, has 1,000 employees and each employee works 8 hours every day, it means they are enjoying 8,000 hours of work every day from their 1,000 employees working 8 hours every day. And because they are enjoying more than 8,000 hours of work a day, they can become rich. The secret to financial success is enjoying a lot of hours of work every day and enjoying money that comes from a lot of hours of work every day. So big business owners have a lot of employees working for them. That is why they become rich, because they leverage themselves and they enjoy residual income. So it is a choice you can make to start a big business to become financially free, where you use the time and effort of others to make money. The fourth choice I will talk about is you can decide to be an investor, where you have money, you invest the money, then the money work for you. So you have a lot of investments you've made with your money. You don't need to be working in the institutions where the investment has been made, but at the end of a period, a month, 3 months, or a year, your investment brings you a lot of returns. So the investors, you can decide to be an investor where money will work very hard for you. Or you can decide to become a big business owner where other people work hard for you. Or you can decide to be small business owner, a specialist, or a self-employed where you work hard for yourself. Then you can become an employee where you work very hard for others. The good choice you can see now is between being a business owner and being an investor. That is where the financial freedom is. That is where you can become rich. It's good to be an employee. It's good to be a small business owner, a specialist, or a self-employed. But I have to say that there are some self-employed small business owners and specialists who manage to break through and become big business owners. That is because they have the mindset of the rich. And so they think and behave like the rich. And one of the secrets to becoming rich is to have the rich mindset, to think like the rich thinks and behave and do things like the rich. So let's say, for example, somebody is a medical doctor. He's been licensed. If the work must be done, it must be done by him because he can't rent out his license for somebody else to work. However, he decides to start a clinic or a hospital, employ other doctors, employ nurses, employ pharmacists, laboratory technicians to come and work in his hospital for him. And little by little, he grows it to become a big hospital. What he has done is that he has transitioned from just a specialist to a business owner, because he built a hospital and began to operate his medicine not just as a specialist working in the government hospitals or other people's hospitals, but he now started the clinic and started running as a business. So he moved from just a specialist to become a big business owner because he started something that ran as a business. So you see, doctors who are very rich, it is because they have their own hospitals and now they are operating as businessmen. You see lawyers who are very rich and successful, they are the lawyers who have their own firms. And they have even employed other lawyers to come and help them. So now they are even using other lawyers to make more money. So the secret to success is to operate with the business mind. It is okay if you are a specialist, a small business owner, or an employee, but have it at the back of your mind that as soon as possible, you are going to move into the arena of operating as a business. When you start operating as a business, you will make money. And after you make the money, you might have no other choice than to start investing some of the money. That is when you also move to become an investor. You can only become an investor if you have a lot of money, and usually you make the money running a business or operating as a business. Then you can invest the excess money. Now the good news is that Alliance in Motion Global has made it very easy for people wherever you are to start operating a big business, however with very little capital. That is the difference between traditional business. To go into traditional business, you need to rent or build a space, a office, a factory, buy machines, equipment, you pay light bills, water bill, and other utility bills. You employ people. You must buy computers and everything to furnish the office, table, chairs. It's very expensive to go into it. Even people who have small shops, sometimes it's expensive to start a small shop. So it is even more expensive to start something that will be a big business. But Alliance in Motion Global, with investment of less than $300, you can start this business, and with time and hard work, you can build a big team of businessmen under you, where you also leverage yourself so that their time and their effort they use to run the business, you also have shares in them. There are people who, with time, have had more than 200,000 people under their network, and whatever these people do, they make money from it. So if you want to become financially free and independent and rich, then I want to welcome you to join us in Alliance in Motion Global. With a little investment, you can become a big business owner, make a lot of money, because the potential is more than $4,000 a day. You make so much money, you have no choice. You now move into investing and you become investor. The money starts working hard for you. So think carefully about the Alliance in Motion Global alternative. It is one of the choices and the best choices you can make in life. This is where I'm going to end this presentation. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for watching. You are welcome to the wonderful world of Alliance in Motion Global, where we turn ordinary people into extraordinary multimillionaires in more than 200 countries worldwide. Thank you very much once again, and happy Business Day.